Right then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hello wherever you are. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knick-Knack. I'm the brains behind Knick-Knack's daily teaser, which I'm going to have a link to them up there in that corner there, so in case you want to go and explore more content. I also do quite a few other bits and bobs. I write quizzes, obviously. I talk about films I've occasionally seen. I've not seen one recently, although I'm planning to maybe change that. But I also watch the occasional TV show, and just recently I've been watching Series 3 of Star Trek Discovery. I saw episode 11 last night, Sukal, and I wanted to tell you about it. Let's have a summary, shall we? Episode 11, Sukal, starts with the traditional summary of previous episodes, but tells us something in the pre-title sequence that we didn't know until now. The distress signal from the Kelpian ship trapped in the Verubin Nebula is from a Dr. Isa, played by Hannah Spear. And it doesn't take Saru, Doug Jones, long to realise that Isa was pregnant at the time she recorded the message, and that her child could be still surviving somewhere in the nebula. Once Discovery gets in the nebula, it finds that there is, yes, one planet, one that's practically made out of solid dilithium, the fuel that fuels the entire known space, and it's also home to a crashed Kelpian ship with just one remaining Kelpian life sign. There's only one thing for it. Saru, Michael, Sonequa Martin Green, and Dr. Culber, Wilson Cruz, need to pay the planet a visit. Now, what did I make of Sukal? I'll happily admit I've got a craving for a lot of things, or at least things I'll admit to. I've got a liking for too many chocolates, way too many chocolates, you can tell by the chins. I get the occasional craving still, even after having given up 10 years ago. I still get the occasional craving for a cigarette. Today is not the day, thankfully. I seriously want toast with Marmite. Seriously, I like toast with Marmite. I really can't tell you how much Marmite, but I've got a big tub of it sitting around ready to go on some toast tomorrow. We admitted we were powerless over Marmite, that our lives had become unmanageable. At any rate, I get a craving for all of that lot, plus occasionally episodes of Star Trek Discovery. The last few weeks, I have to admit there's been one, maybe two episodes that have been a bit dialogue heavy for my liking. Unification 3 springs to mind. There a little bit too much talk and not enough action. Sanctuary, on the other hand, episode 8, had far more action and was far more up my street. So, where, I hear you wondering, does that leave Sukal? What did I think of it? Frankly, it was far more in the Sanctuary's field, I think. Yes, there's quite a lot of dialogue and a different look for the landing party. The environment disguises them so they don't scare the natives. And it has to be said, Wilson Cruz does look good with that Bajoran nose. They've been doing some redesigning there to make him look sharper, I think. At any rate, there's dialogue, plenty of it. There's theoretically what could have been a slow plot, laced with enough horror and plenty of action from my point of view, enough action to keep me happy. There is horror and action, and the crew have to deal, to give you an example, with a holographic monster herring down the stairs at them. There's a seriously grim-looking set of doors that keep unlocking at the top of the stairs. There's radiation sickness, and there's a very scared child, a very scared young Kelpian, living in a nightmare holographic world that it can't get out of until it confronts its demons. The Discovery itself, the crew are facing Orissa and the Emerald Chain, and that's looking nice and juicily action-led, those sections. And I've got to give Mary Wiseman and Sylvia Tilly, got to give her plenty of credit there, because she's done well in this episode. There's action, there's chat, of course there is. It's Star Trek. There's action, of course there is. It's Star Trek. And there's a nice big cliffhanger at the end. It's Star Trek Discovery, they're going to shove the odd one in. I'll admit to being concerned about a lack of Philippa Giorgio. I really did get used to Michelle Yeoh's character, but I'll admit I needn't have been worried in this particular episode. Su'Kal is a great little episode. It's got enough action and chat to keep everyone pleased, and it's got a nice big cliffhanger at the end that wants me coming back next week for more. I'll be watching it on Saturday the 23rd. I'll be writing about it on Sunday the 24th, and I'll hope you want to read my review and watch the video version when I do. I'll see you next week, hopefully, if you care to join me. Have a good evening.